Hey yo, what's up YouTube man, it's your boy Ashton Jackson, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Ezekiel Elliott coming back to the Dallas Cowboys, and then I'm going to also talk about who the Dallas Cowboys should be eyeing for day 2 for today's draft, and also who they should possibly select in what positions. So before we hop into the video, I appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content, man. So just because I'm wearing the shirt doesn't necessarily mean I'm super hyped up or excited that we're going to draft, or not draft, but bring back Ezekiel Elliott. He had a really solid year last year for the New England Patriots. He was like one of their best offensive weapons last year. That's not saying a whole lot, but Ramondre Stevenson had went down. Devontae Parker couldn't separate. That Hunter Henry, they just had a bunch of weapons that they looked like a bunch of number 2s, number 3s. They didn't have any legitimate guys on their roster last year that can separate or just score, put up a bunch of points for him. Mac Jones was a minus for him. There was a bunch of times he was sitting out in games. So, but definitely Ezekiel Elliott's services were needed last year. You just think about some of the times when we had troubles punching into the red zone in games like versus the Detroit Lions, the Miami Dolphins games is definitely one of them. And then you had the red zone troubles that we had early on in the season, some versus the Giants opening weekend, the Jets the second week. There was a bunch of times where we had to settle for field goals, and definitely versus the Los Angeles Chargers on that Monday night game. So there were definitely a bunch of games where we look at where, like, if we had Ezekiel Elliott down around that 5-yard line and in, and we handed the ball off to him, we probably would have had a lot more success, a lot of more touchdowns on the board. But my only thing about me not being super excited that we're bringing back a guy like Ezekiel Elliott, obviously we're bringing him back, but the reason why I'm not like super excited is because I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys are going to politics and play politics in terms of the sporting stuff. I don't want them to be like, hey, we drafted you number 4th overall dang near 10 years ago, and you're going to be our number 2 back. I think Ezekiel Elliott, his best role would be that third back. I think in the second round, real quick, that I'm going to talk about the guys that are still available in terms of running back that I like. Trey Benson, I like Trey Benson a lot. I like Marshawn Lloyd. I like Ray Davis. I like Braylon Allen, and I like Jalen Wright. You have Blake Corum. I wouldn't mind having Blake Corum on this football team. He is better than who do we have right now? Deuce. But Blake Corum is a really great runner, and I really like him as a player. I believe the Dallas Cowboys, with the second round pick, they're going to select Jonathan Brooks, but I would like for it to have that we draft a Trey Benson or a Marshawn Lloyd, a Jalen Wright, a Ray Davis, or a Braylon Allen. Especially Braylon Allen. If we can get him in the 3rd round, I'll be really happy about that. But I like Zeke Elliott in that 3rd running back role where you'll have 2nd round pick or 3rd round pick running back in this year's class, and then maybe in the 7th round this year you pick up a guy like maybe Isaiah Davis or Rasheen Ali or Imani Bailey or Dylan Johnson from Washington. Those are just day 3 guys that I'm looking at. Maybe Isaac Guerendo if he lasts in the 3rd round. Maybe depending on what the Dallas Cowboys do, if they move back again in the 2nd round, they could potentially pick up a 4th round pick and double dip at running back and get a guy like Isaac Guerendo from Louisville. So again, if the Dallas Cowboys aren't politicking and they put Zeke Elliott in that 3rd running back role, because again, if you don't feel like a guy like Trey Benson, which I believe can punch it in within the 5 and in if he needs to, plus he's a very explosive back and he can catch up the backfield, has great contact balance and all that. If you have a guy like him, that's fine. If you want to draft Jonathan Brooks, which I truly believe the Dallas Cowboys will select, if you have Jonathan Brooks and then you pair him with a guy like Isaac Guerendo or Blake Watson or Isaiah Davis or Rasheen Ali in the day 3 pick, you can wait for Brooks to come back. Maybe Rasheen Ali can impress you in the preseason. Maybe he be your starting running back, then Rico, and then Zeke, and then you'll wait for a guy like Jonathan Brooks to be completely ready, and then you can reshape up your running back room. So really, I'm going to be talking about day 2, and for today, the Dallas Cowboys, they have 3 picks. They have 56, 73, 87. So really, what I'm looking for the Dallas Cowboys to realistically do in this round is to look for running back, linebacker, center. I believe those are going to be the three selections by the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion, because now when you look at your offensive line, with the addition of adding, what's the kid's name? Tyler Guyton last night. You added Tyler Guyton. I don't really see him as starting day one for you, but when he gets with Duke, Manyweather, Mike Solari, he gets in this offensive scheme and he goes through all the mini camps and everything he needs to get better as a player. I can definitely possibly see him. Who knows? It might take him if it takes him just a summer to get better. He comes out, he plays in training camp because he's very new to the position. So if they have him play full, snaps at preseason for the 3 games that we are having on preseason, that would be great. And then bringing in a guy, because the best centers that are available right now, you still have Jackson Powers Johnson, who the Dallas Cowboys still like, but I don't think he makes it to you at 56. It's possible that he can, but you're just looking at some of the teams that are going to be in front of us. Like, let me see real quick. So, yeah, you're going to have Buffalo, who could definitely use them, but they definitely could use a corner. So you can look at Buffalo probably selecting Cooper DeJean. You're looking at Washington signed Tyler Biadasz, so I don't know about that. Chargers just picked up a linebacker, not a linebacker, but a left tackle with their 5th overall pick. They might want to double dip at offensive line and get them Jackson Powers Johnson, because they did lose Corey Linsley last year. So if you think about their offensive line, you go left tackle Slater, right tackle Zion Johnson, Slayers or Solier from Georgia, and then you put Jackson Powers Johnson. That's your best 5 right there, and the Chargers will have a really good offensive line, in my opinion, if you want to do that. Tennessee can use Jackson Powers. Carolina can use Jackson Powers. So can Green Bay if they wanted to. I know they got Josh Myers there, but you can always get better at that position. Texans, same thing. Like I said, offensive line is at a deficit and throughout the league, so you definitely could use him. And the Bengals for sure could use a guy like Jackson Powers Johnson, so I don't see him getting down to 56. But I can for sure see, like, maybe if we want to pick up a Zach Frazier, who I still feel like is one of the top 3 centers in the league, or in the draft I'm talking about. He's a really good center that's available to you. You have Cedric Van Pran, who is available, can be maybe your 73rd pick in the 3rd round, and you can pick your center right there. So you got some centers I like day 2 for sure that I see the Dallas Cowboys possibly eyeing. All the linebackers that I like, all of your best linebackers are still available. You have Edgerrin Cooper, you have Peyton Wilson, you have Junior Colson, Cedric Gray, you have Trevin Wallace, Jeremiah Trotter. Those are the 6 linebackers that a lot of people are coveting around the league, that are definitely looking like they can start for you if you wanted to, if you had a plan and a scheme for them. These are going to be guys that can play and start for you. I'm eyeing a guy like Peyton Wilson if he's available to you in the 2nd round, because if you're going to pick injury hurt guy like what you normally do, last year you picked Lou Schoonmaker, that was hurt guy. The 2nd round before that you picked Sam Williams, that was knucklehead, high potential type of player. The year before that, 2021, with Boss Man Fat, or Kelvin Joseph, whatever you want to call him, troublemaker. Still really good traits and everything like that. Just didn't pan out. And then the year before that, you have Diggs, but he doesn't make the exception to the rule. You only hit twice on your 2nd round picks. So if you want to just bank on upside and injury player, I think Peyton Wilson is definitely a guy that you're looking at. If you're the Dallas Cowboys, they brought in Edgerrin Cooper. If Edgerrin Cooper is there at 56, I think the Dallas Cowboys will select him. But I don't think Edgerrin Cooper makes it past the Philadelphia Eagles, especially with their help, and they need linebackers so desperately. So I'm not going to really hold my breath for a guy like Edgerrin Cooper. I already talked about center. I said Frazier, Jackson Powers Johnson, Cedric Van Pran is going to be available to you day 2. You have all your pick of the litter at linebacker and running back. You have Jonathan Brooks. You have Trey Benson, who, for me, I like him the most. If he's available to you at 56, you have Blake Corum. I really respect his game. I like him a lot. Marshawn Lloyd would fit what Dallas likes to do. Definitely a West Coast running back. Not just because he played for USC, but he can catch out the backfield. He's solid. The only thing really with him is that he fumbles the ball a lot. So take that as you may. Jalen Wright, he's 5'11". They're comparing him to a guy like Alvin Kamara, really fast dude. He's one of those 4.2 speeds that once he sees a crease, he's gone, and you're not going to be able to catch him from behind. Ray Davis, even though he's some people saying he pushed in 30, but he's a really good back. Has very, very experienced. Davis has rushed for 1,000 yards for 3 different schools. So he has a lot of experience at the running back position. If you're looking at experience, you got a 6'1" running back in Braylon Allen, really great back, and he had 1,000 yards as a true freshman. So Braylon Allen's a really great back, and he's young. He's only 20 years old, and he doesn't turn 21, I want to say, till later in the year. So you're getting a very, very young back. I would like to get him. I'd rather get him in the second round because I know that he'll for sure start for you. But if he's available to you either at 73 or 87, after you have selected maybe a guy like Van Pran or a Frazier, I would love to select Frazier. That's my guy. If I had it my way, I would love to sign Zach Frazier with our second round pick, because now we can legitimately fill out our offensive line. Then you have Guyton, Smith, Frazier, Martin, Steele, and that'll be your best 5 that you've had for almost 7-8 years. Running back, realistically, running back I would like to have, if we pick center in the second round, would be a guy like either Marshawn Lloyd, Jalen Wright, Ray Davis, or Braylon Allen if they are available to you in this third round. This is around the time when running backs start flying off the board. So I think Braylon Allen can possibly make it to you. There's a lot of great wide receivers. I haven't talked about wide receiver, but there's a lot of good wide receivers I like. A.D. Mitchell, I like him a lot. Lad McConkey, really great wide receiver. You can put him anywhere. He's a true route runner. He's going to get open for you. And, he's not the stereotypical that they try to use with the white players and the wide receivers. No, he's not a slot dude. He can line him up anywhere on the offense, and he's going to be able to make plays for you. Keon Coleman, I like his game a lot. The Washington kids, Jalen Polk, Jalen McMillan, Troy Franklin, Brendan Rice, has that NFL gene in him, and I'm high on NFL genetics. If you had a dad or a brother or whatever that played in the league and you watched them growing up, or you're just around their work ethic and everything like that, the way they ate, the way they trained, everything like that, I really like you as a player. And Brendan Rice has a lot of good tape to go with him, not only with him being Jerry Rice's son, but he also has great tape as well. Roman Wilson, I like him a lot. Javon Baker, I like him a lot. Devontae Walker, I broke him down before. Malachi Corley, a really great wide receiver. The Dallas Cowboys had him as a 30-day visit, so that's somebody I'm eyeing. Malik Washington, really good. Johnny Wilson, he's a 6'6" athlete. Not really that great at running routes, but you can figure that out with him. Luke McCaffrey, really good wide receiver. Again, bloodline. Brothers with Christian for the 49ers. Jermaine Burton, great route running type of dude. Has some off the field issues, but other than that, he has really great speed. He can cut in and out of his breaks. An elite, just a dog, just a mentality that we need to add to this wide receiver group. He's 6 foot. We need that length on the team. Let's see who else we have that's available. Jacob Cowing out of U of A, really good wide receiver. That is definitely somebody that if the Dallas Cowboys trade back in the second round and pick up an additional pick in the fourth round, Jacob Cowing is definitely somebody you need to add to your team. He's 5'8", around the same height as Brandon Cooks. Doesn't matter for me. He's a true playmaker. He ran a 4.40. He does everything that you need to do at the wide receiver position. If you're not going to be discriminatory against his height, take Jacob Cowing. But that's about it for the video, man. Again, bringing back Zeke, I'm not totally ecstatic about it, but I'll be happy if they don't play politics and they have him be the third running back. Have him be a complimentary to your day 2 pick, along with the guy if you get him later in day 3 or an undrafted running back. You got to be eyeing center. I want to fill out this offensive line. Take care of offensive line now, because if you take care of offensive line now, years down the line, next year's draft, if you want to take the best wide receiver, you want to take the best edge rusher, you want to take the best D tackle, you can take him. I'll talk about D tackle in a little bit after I get done with wrapping up this up. Linebacker, I'm looking at Edgerrin Cooper, Junior Colson, Peyton Wilson, Cedric Gray, Trevin Wallace. Those are the 5 linebackers I'm eyeing. And if I'm Dallas, and if linebackers are flying off the board, and let's say Peyton Wilson, Cedric Gray, Trevin Wallace are available to you, you definitely have to eye them and pick one of those guys at 56. I need me a true elite linebacker at that second level. Running back, I like Brooks. I like Brooks in a trade back scenario, not sticking at 56, but if you can trade back a few spots, pick up a 4th round pick, and still get Brooks, awesome. Trey Benson, I love him. He's my running back 1 in this class. Blake Corum, he's still available. Again, if you're not playing height politics, really great running back. You want to select him. Marshawn Lloyd, really great running back. Jalen Wright, solid. Ray Davis, really good. Experienced running back. Braylon Allen, day 2. And then D tackle, you still have some of the best D tackles really available to you if you wanted to. So you have Jazon Newton. You got Braden Fisk out of FSU. You got Chris Jenkins. You got Mason Smith. The true one tech in this class will be Devondre Sweat. You can probably get him in the 3rd round because of off the field issues. You got Michael Hall Jr., Rook Ora, Brandon Dolores, who I really like a lot. He'll be available to you. You got Dwayne Carter, who I've been one of my pet cats as well. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.